side note though, I'm kind of about it. Okay, so there's a lot that goes down in this episode. Hey YouTube, welcome back to SIBZ, West Coast, East Coast Siblings, where we cover your favorite movies and TV shows. And tonight we are covering, I don't know, I was about to say all kinds of crazy titles. Anyway, House of the Dragon, episode 4. Welcome. Make sure you like this video if you like this video, subscribe, and click the bell so you can be notified when we drop coverage of other things. Also, thank you guys so much for commenting. It's been so much fun figuring out what you guys think. I'm really enjoying this rapport that we've got going, so let's keep it up. All of this helps our channel and me and my broski to continue to review things for you guys. So first, let's talk about Rhaenyra and what's going on since we've seen her last. So it's been about another 2 years since we last saw Rhaenyra, since she killed the boar and saw the white stag. Since Viserys pretty much told her that she can pick her own husband, he sent her on a tour to peruse all of the eligible bachelors in Westeros to find herself a man. She's unimpressed, she doesn't want to do it anymore, and she goes home, much to Viserys' chagrin. When she arrives home, Daemon is also arriving back. So her uncle's back, you know, she always kind of liked him and like had like a weird, I love my uncle, he's so cool, he's like the cool uncle, but then also like there's some weird sexual chemistry tension between the two of them. It's like that weird thing. Look at Uncle Jesse, although he didn't really have that problem with the girls. Anyway, they have a conversation about marriage and he tells her that it's a little bit more than political, but she doesn't really understand it. And so late at night, she finds a bag of clothing. He invites her to explore the city with him. It's the two of them. And a lot of nonsense ensues. So, you know, at first it seems mad chill, you know? They're going on an adventure. Ooh, midnight fun. They see a play where Rhaenyra, for the first time, gets to hear what the people think about the situation that Viserys is in with his heirs and who he's named and whatnot. Because now he has Rhaenyra, who's his named heir, but he still has Daemon floating around, who was his heir. And now he also has Aegon, who is his son. And technically, by the rules, he should be the heir. So she finally hears that the people don't like the fact that she's the heir, but she decides that she doesn't care. And they end up in a brothel, and she's like, "Ooh, what's happening here?" Basically, she and Daemon start to, something happens, you know, a little spicy, a little strange. It's still her uncle, still incestuous. But Daemon kind of backs off all of a sudden. And she's like, whoa, wait, what's going on? I don't understand. What happened? He leaves her there. And kind of disappointed, she goes home and sees Crispin. Now, I have thought for a very long time that there was going to be something that happens between the two of them. He's her protector, he's her friend, but there's also like a weird sexual chemistry there as well. And well, she pounces. Did anyone else get extreme Jon Snow, I'm not supposed to sleep with you vibes? Like, I definitely got those. I was like, oh, he made an oath and he's breaking it. She's like, listen, I got all fired up and then disappointed, so she just kind of goes for her manservant. Then Alicent confronts her and Rhaenyra lies like a dog. She says on the death of her mother, Daemon did not touch her. Now, while Daemon did not sleep with her, he definitely did a little bit more than touching her, okay? Then the king confronts her, you know, he's furious with her, and they come to an agreement. She'll marry the Sea Snake's son, her cousin, Salami, her cousin. Now, a lighter situation, but also just as heartbreaking, let's talk about what happens with Alicent. Alicent and Rhaenyra, their relationship has been pretty wrought, obviously, so they have not been close. She doesn't have any friends, but it seems like she and Rhaenyra are now maybe finally going to be on the same page. She's dealing with being the wife of a king who she's not really down for. So she overhears her father telling Viserys that Rhaenyra has slept with Daemon. Wow, I got all those names right. So proud of myself. So she overhears this and she confronts Rhaenyra. She believes her wholeheartedly, and I think on some levels it's because she's so desperate to have a friend, but also because she cares about Rhaenyra and she trusts her. Then let's go to Viserys, who pretty much is having to deal with all of the nonsense that once again Rhaenyra has caused by being so disobedient and so outlandish. He also is having to deal with the tension between he and his brother because Daemon comes back, he's king of the sea steps, and Daemon seems like, you're the king, I'm your servant, I'll do whatever pleases you. And at the beginning of the episode, you can see that Viserys is so happy to have his brother back and have just a nice, peaceful relationship with his brother. And he trusts him. Well, that trust gets blown to heck because, you know, Daemon kind of slid on. Oh, God. So Daemon does some inappropriate things with Rhaenyra. Oh, also want to point out that Viserys is still sick. We know he lost his 2 fingers. We see that he has been leeched. We see that they've got the maggots on him. Now, in a scene with Alicent, when he's sleeping with her, we see that he has legions all over his body. So I actually really appreciate the storytelling. It's clear that he is slowly dying. Like, his death is imminent. He's sick. No one knows why, and no one's going to talk about it. Like, the subtlety. He's also dealing with the betrayal of Otto. When Rhaenyra brings up the fact that Otto has been benefiting from every move he's made in the last few years, Viserys acknowledges that, and then he's like, well, he's the hand of the king, which is like, yeah, but his grandson is about to be king. He looks at all the pieces. He's not stupid, and he rips the hand of the king out of the mantles. He takes Otto's not the hand of the king anymore. What I really appreciate that Viserys did in this episode is Rhaenyra's lying through her teeth. He's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's the truth. It doesn't matter what a lie is. All that matters is people's perception of you. And he's trying to do damage control. But what I love is at the end of the episode, he gives her a birth control tea. He's basically saying, I don't believe that you didn't sleep with him, so you need to deal with this, because that's one headache that I'm not going to deal with. I think we all are kind of suspecting that Viserys is going to die at the end of this season. Hopefully not like Papa Stark did. You know, just trying to be a good man in a world that's so sick and twisted. It's nice to see that he's not that stupid. He's still probably gonna die though. Daemon. Oh, so interesting. Daemon is back. He has cut his hair. Oh snap, it still looks weird. Anyway, he just killed a bunch of the crabs. They name him king. He's feeling himself. He's like, listen, I may not be on the Iron Throne, but you gonna listen to me. But, you know, once again, I just feel like Daemon builds all of this intrigue around him, and maybe his skill is that people keep believing him, because once again, he acts like he's a big threat and then he just kind of falters, fizzles off. The whole time it feels like Daemon is focusing on getting back at Viserys. So he's using Rhaenyra as a pawn pretty much. And that's what that escape out at midnight is. And when it comes to it, when he gets the opportunity to either sleep with her or not, he realizes, now this is what they say at the end of the episode. They say that he chooses not to sleep with her because he can't control the situation. He thought that his actions would be so shocking and so upsetting that Rhaenyra would be like, oh no, and then he would have to convince her to it. And what it disturbs him is that he doesn't have any control over the situation. Now, the way it came off to me was that he was gonna push for this because he wants her. Her wanting him was like too much. And I think too, he realizes that deep down it was not a good thing to do, even though it's the custom of the Targaryens. You know, let's not act like we haven't seen some incest up in the Game of Thrones, you know? So weird. I'm not for incest. I'm not supporting the incest. All I'm saying is that I do think that Rhaenyra and Daemon have chemistry. It would be interesting to see the two of them rule in a marriage. I can't believe I said that out loud, but there it is. That's my opinion. It's like Viserys even says, like, they're wild, they're uncontrollable, they're vindictive. They complement each other in a weird way. We'll see what happens there. Another thing, he makes the play and he basically tells Viserys, like, whether or not I slept with her, that doesn't matter. Give her to me as a wife. Like, I want her. And then Viserys is like, oh, it's not my daughter that you want. You want my throne. But I feel like in some weird way, Daemon wants both. I think he wants Rhaenyra in a really weird, twisted way. They've always had a weird sexual chemistry. Do with that what you will. I feel like they're two sides of the same coin. That's what it is. Last but not least, Otto. I just feel like Otto has been manipulating things and, you know, playing Viserys from the beginning, and all of that comes to a head in this. The trailer for next week, he's clearly egging to get Aegon on on the throne, because that's his grandson, and all he wants is his blood on that throne and power. Now, all the things that I said that I was going to talk about later that I'm going to talk about now. One, I love the way that they played the juxtaposition between Alicent and Viserys kind of doing the do, and Rhaenyra and Daemon also almost doing the do. It's just really interesting because you see Alicent so unsatisfied with her life and doing what Rhaenyra says at the beginning, what her mother has said from the first episode. We are just here to bear babies. They only want us for our blood, and they really only want our blood in boys. And then you also see what's happening with Daemon and Rhaenyra, where Daemon says, you know, we can do what we want to do with whoever we want, and it's not just for this, it's for, you know, enjoyment. And once again, they're highlighting the lack of chemistry between Alicent and Viserys, and the intense, kind of, definitely legit chemistry between Daemon and Rhaenyra. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is another thing that points to Daemon and Rhaenyra working together and not together at the same time. The lie that Daemon slept with Rhaenyra Rhaenyra, Daemon uses to manipulate Viserys, and Rhaenyra uses the lie that she didn't sleep with Daemon to manipulate Alicent, and then pitches Alicent and Viserys against each other. No, they're not intentionally being evil masterminds, but you can see the writers laying the groundwork for the two of them to be in cahoots in some type of way. That is all I have for episode 4 of House of the Dragon. As always, like this video if you like this video, subscribe and click the bell so you can be notified of when we drop other content. So yeah, thanks, and I will see you on Wednesday for She-Hulk.